Here we are today at the Old Presbyterian Cemetery. I'm here with Lindsay Pettis. Every year, Lindsay, we start Leadership Lancaster here. And it's an exciting day. It's an exciting beginning of Leadership Lancaster, about to start our 28th year. But you and I aren't here today about something that we're excited about. We're disappointed. We're here. You can see police walking around in the background. Vandals came in over this past week and destroyed some of the tombstones, and it just desecrated the place. I mean, it's when I saw it on Facebook, I saw Johannes's post. I mean, I welled up. I mean, because coming here for the past 10 years, it's part of our history. It's part of why we love being Lancaster natives.
Part of our heritage. This is one of our stops on Lancaster Leadership Day, a day of history with Lancaster leadership, and this one is special to me. We, of course, are the Historical Society, are repairing and restoring the Old Presbyterian Church, now called the Cultural Arts Center, that you probably see in the background. But this is a special part of that tour. And we bring Lancaster leadership after we've been in the Cultural Arts Center. We bring them out here to talk about some of the people that are buried here. This is a community cemetery. It started when the church was founded in 1835. The oldest cemetery stone that we have is 1836, Dr. John Brown. He was 23 years old when he died. But every stone out here tells an individual story about a person.
You're right, and you've told us many of those stories, and every time we come out here, you tell a different story. And now you shared something with me yesterday when we talked about a stone and a story that I didn't know. Tell me about one of the stones that was damaged.
Yeah.
So right here, Lindsay, tell me about this grave.
Well, this grave is the grave of Irvin Clinton. He was a plantation owner in Mount Carmel. I have reason to believe he also had a house here in Lancasterville. He was very wealthy, but he was wealthy only as long as until the Civil War came along. After that, he was pretty much destitute and bankrupt. But when he was a master of the plantation, and this was down at Mount Carmel where his plantation was, he had a school there that was for slave children, which was really unheard of. Yeah. And two of those slaves were little boys by the name of Isom Clinton and Frederick Clinton. And Isom Clinton learned to read and write and actually became a teacher of the other members of that class at Mount Carmel. And as time went by, of course, the Civil War is here, and it's heavily felt when Sherman's troops are in Lancaster County. But Irvin Clinton is sick, and Isom has grown into a man. And Isom Clinton becomes a bishop of the AME Zion churches and helps to found over 130 churches. Well, his master pre-Civil War is, of course, Irvin Clinton is sick, so he nurses him back to health. Not to health, but the gentleman will die. And Isom Clinton will bury him in this graveyard, but Isom Clinton, the slave boy that becomes a bishop, will pay the cost of this tombstone that has now been heavily vandalized.
Lindsay, do we have an idea of what it's going to cost to restore the stones that can be restored? I know some of them you're telling me you may just have to put them together the best we can and leave them laying.
Yeah, laying on the ground. The Daniel Golden, the Golden Monument in Rock Hill came, and that's one of the things they've been doing. We've spent $25,000, the Historical Society, through donations, and repairing and restoring a lot of stones. We've restored over 100 stones. And some of the stones we restored are stones that were recently vandalized, and then they also broke new stones that had not been vandalized. But the total cost from Galden Monument is $6,250.
Okay. And how many stones were damaged?
13, two seriously, and the Clinton stone is one of those that was damaged heavily. But there are 13 stones and different degrees of vandalism toward that. But it's a special place. It's a special place for the community and Lancaster County. If you were Methodist prior to the West Bar Street West Side Cemetery, you would have been buried here. And Methodists are here, Presbyterians of course, and Baptists are all buried in the cemetery. So in a way it played a part in early Lancaster. This is old Lancaster. This is it. We're standing on old Lancasterville.
Well, and I tell you what, Lindsay, we're not going to allow something like this to say what we're all about. This does not speak to the Lancaster that I know. This does not speak to the citizens of Lancaster that care deeply about this community, that are giving back and trying to make a difference. If you went through Leadership Lancaster, we've had right at 600 graduates now. And, you know, do the math. $6,200, all we need is 600 folks to give me $10, and we can take care of this and wipe this out, and it'll show the kind of spirit we have. But I'm going to challenge Leadership Lancaster. I'm going to challenge our business community to step up, make a donation to the Historic Society here so we can take care of this. So, Kristen, you went through leadership last year.
I did.
When I told you the news of what happened, tell me how that made you feel and tell me what you want to do.
It made me sick to my stomach. When we came here for leadership last year, the whole program was amazing, but this was an amazing day. Having Lindsay walk us around, seeing the history that is in Lancaster, and especially in the cemetery, was just amazing. It really broke my heart, but as a person that's gone through it, I am going to make a donation myself. I definitely challenge other people who have gone through the program and anybody in the community. Also, Nutramax Laboratories is going to make a donation to try to help redo what we can here to try to bring it back. But and anybody who has information about what might have happened here would be great. So it's a shame.
It is. Well, Lindsay, thank you for everything
Thank
you do, and we're going to get this taken care of.
Thank you.
Stop by the chamber or stop by Lindsay's office and make a donation, guys. Thanks a lot.